second office. Right, mate, we'll wait for, because obviously as you record stuff, we're going to record.
They walked up to him, slapped him with the Terrorism Act, searched him on the street like a suspect, and thought that was the end of it. But what they did not know was that he had every single thing on camera. He knew the law better than they did, and he was about to expose every mistake they made one by one right to their faces. The guidelines were circulated to every police force in this country. They knew, and they still did it. Watch what happens when someone who actually knows their rights refuses to back down. This is the full story, and trust me, you need to see how this ends.
Upstairs in the second office. Right, mate, we'll wait for, because obviously as you record stuff, we're going to record stuff as well, mate. You're going to be detained under the Terrorism Act for a search, all right?
Which section?
Under section 47 of the Terrorism Act.
47, doesn't that need to be authorised by an inspector?
No, not the search itself, no, it doesn't.
Well,
I'm
telling you now, this is unlawful.
Oh, okay, it's not unlawful,
It
sir.
is.
It's not unlawful. Sir, as I said to you, if you was standing there and you was taking a video of the police station, I'd probably talk to you up, I think that's fine. The fact is, you've come to the camera straight to the door where the keypad is and the door is, which to me isn't normal behaviour. Okay? Right, so I'm PC Joel.
Alright guys, this audit goes south real quick. He is standing outside Hornchurch Police Station, filming like any ordinary member of the public on a public street, not causing any trouble, not threatening anyone, just doing what auditors do. And then out of nowhere, an officer walks up and drops the words that nobody sees coming. You are going to be detained under the Terrorism Act Section 47. Just like that, in a matter of seconds, a completely routine filming session transforms into a full-blown legal confrontation on camera. This is the moment everything changes, and trust me, it only gets more intense from here.
On for police station. Right, you'll get a copy of, you can get a copy of the search once
Yes,
I finish.
I would like
okay?
a copy of the search,
of course
thank you.
Will, mate. It's not a problem at all. It doesn't need to be authorised by an inspector.
Well, that's what I thought. It was Section 47. I thought that had to be authorised by an inspector.
No, it doesn't at all, sir. No. What I'm going to do is obviously, as you're recording, I'm going to wait for my colleague because I'm on a training day today, so I haven't got the camera. So we're now recording.
Thank you for letting me know.
So,
Okay.
right, can I unclip this and how do you do it, mate?
I'd prefer to carry on recording.
But I need to get you into your jacket,
you can
buddy.
Record it, but he's explained it.
You're recording this
Right.
one, alright?
So we're going to stop this. You can
Okay. Well, I'm going to carry on recording on both.
record.
But I need to get into your jacket, sir.
We're not stopping your recording.
Okay, right, look, there you go. There you go. Let's see
Okay,
that.
look. Okay, that's fine.
Leave it there. It's not
Okay,
a problem.
fine.
Right, I'm going to put stuff on there.
Watch closely because he does not even flinch for a single second. The moment that detention is announced, he does not panic, he does not back down, and he does not go quiet. Instead, he fires straight back with a legal challenge. Does Section 47 of the Terrorism Act even require authorization from an inspector before a search can be carried out? The officers push back and try to assert their position, but he holds his ground completely. What you are watching right here is not someone who got lucky. This is someone who walked into that situation fully prepared, knowing the law inside and out, arguably better than the very officers standing in front of him.
Yeah?
Okay. I'm not going to answer any questions. No.
Have you been searched before, mate?
I'm not going to answer any questions.
You're not going to answer any questions. Okay, right.
Okay.
Can you do me a favour, mate? Can you just put that a little bit away from it? I don't want you smacking me over the head with it.
Okay. I'm just going to film you.
Yeah, that's fine. Everyone's filming, mate.
The search is now physically underway, and he switches into a mode that very few people manage to hold under this kind of pressure. Every single question the officers throw at him gets the exact same firm and deliberate response. I am not going to answer any questions. No hesitation, no stumbling, no accidentally giving them something they can use. He does not get drawn in, he does not get frustrated, and he does not let them rattle him even slightly. On top of that, he insists on keeping both of his cameras running throughout the entire search. This is what knowing your rights actually looks like. In practice, calm, calculated, and completely in control, from start to finish.
I'll do that. Do you want to switch on to that camera, right, please? Thank you.
Are you local or you're not?
As I said, I'm not going to answer any questions.
That's all right. Well, we're talking to, aren't we? Sort of thing. The thing is, obviously, you're coming round and recording this. Yeah, that's fine. You're recording us and we're talking to that's fine.
The physical search has wrapped up, but the tension is absolutely not gone. Officers are still hovering around. A small crowd has gathered nearby, watching everything unfold. And he just stands there, completely composed, completely unbothered, with both cameras still rolling and capturing every single moment. Nobody is saying a great deal, but the atmosphere is heavy and loaded. There is something incredibly powerful about watching someone hold their ground in total silence without giving an inch. No aggression, no frustration, no reaction, just presence. And that alone says everything about the kind of person you are dealing with here.
Do you not understand, obviously, why you've been stopped and why you've been searched? And why
No, I
it's
don't know.
Do you not understand, obviously in the current climate, that recording and actually recording something like a keypad and going up and recording that on police premises is a concern because of security?
No, I don't know.
You know, so you'd think, for example, if you went onto someone's, for example, a driveway, you can walk onto people's driveways. If you started recording,
This isn't someone's house.
no, it's not someone's driveway, but it's a
This is
security
someone's
issue.
driveway.
If you go up and you start recording, security part, it's not like just a general out in the street recording everything that's around you. If you're actually recording things like close-ups of things like keypads and the security things, why would you need that? What makes you think that that's sort of a normal thing to do?
Well, surely you should be more concerned about public safety.
That is public safety, isn't it?
That's your job, rather than your own
That is
safety, which
public
is what I'm
safety.
seeing. It's not public safety.
Obviously, we're concerned about public safety, but our own safety as human beings is also paramount, isn't it?
Well, and to be honest with you, that is public safety because at the end of the day, security and to do with terrorism, there are concerns. So is terrorism not a concern for the public then?
Has a police station in
So,
London
and
ever
the
been
people-
attacked?
The people that do the thing which is like hostile reconnaissance.
Police officers get directly targeted.
Yeah.
So
What, with the camera?
whether or not those attacks take place.
Now, the officers decide to escalate the language significantly, and this is where things get really serious. They introduce the term hostile reconnaissance, which is the kind of language used to describe pre-terror attack surveillance, where someone goes around scoping out a location before a potential incident. They are essentially standing there accusing a man with a camera of behaving like a terrorist, conducting advanced intelligence gathering. It is a heavy accusation, and it is clearly designed to justify every single thing they have done up to this point. But here is the thing: he does not get rattled. He does not raise his voice, and he does not lose his composure for even a moment. He picks the argument apart, piece by piece, with complete control.
It's hostile reconnaissance is where people go round before potentially, terror type incidents, and they can record things. And the things that they record will be things that aren't normally recorded.
Careful with my equipment.
Which will be such things as, like the security and unusual items like that, which is not normal. It's not normal for people to do this. I mean, in your daily life of going around, although obviously this is your thing that you obviously go around and record things, if that's what you want to do, fine. That's up to you, and you put it on whatever channel you want to put it on.
So you know what I'm doing then? You know what I'm doing, yet you've still searched,
No,
you've
that's
still
what
decided
I'm
to search me in the
if
Terrorism
that's
Act.
what you're doing, if that is what you're doing, for the purpose of going around to put it on some sort of channel. But obviously, the concern is, it's not normal behaviour to be going up and recording things. I don't know why you don't understand.
So what, you know that sort of thing, and yet you've still gone and searched me
I
in
know
the
people put
Terrorism
things
Act.
on YouTube. We don't know what you're doing. Have you ever spoke to us before, any of us?
This is the moment where he completely flips the entire script on them, and it is brilliant to watch. He looks at the officer and says it straight. Surely you should be more concerned about public safety, because that is the actual job, not worrying about someone standing on a public street with a camera. And just like that, the officer has absolutely no clean or convincing answer to give back. The very people who are out here claiming to protect the public cannot coherently explain how stopping and searching a cameraman under the Terrorism Act serves that purpose in any way. It is a short clip, but the point he lands here is absolutely massive and it hits hard.
What's that matter?
No. But so how do we don't know you then, do you? And you don't know us.
Right, am I still detained?
Right. At the moment, he's finishing that side, isn't he?
Okay, well I do want a copy of the search record anyway.
And you want your copy of
Yes,
the
I do,
you
yes.
want your copy of the search,
Okay,
don't you?
okay.
And then that's done. And then at the end of the day, you can go and you can do what you want with it and put your images. You've been allowed to record it. We haven't stopped you recording, have we?
Well, it is my right to do so, so
that's fine.
That's my
And then
point.
you get your form, and if you want to make it your complaint or you want to do what you can do.
I will be. I'll be
But,
taking this to my
I'm talking to you
solicitor.
as a normal person to understand, why it's happened and what's happened. And to be honest with you, if you just want to be saying to me, you think it's fine and you can't understand it, well, that's
Yes.
you. I've explained it to you as best as I can. And if you choose not to accept that and you think it's fine and you think it's completely normal to do that and you don't think there's any problem and you don't think it's suspicious at all, well, then that's your
Well, it
opinion.
might be to you as a
But
police
I think
officer, but to
your
me, it's
opinion
not.
actually would not be matching the majority of the general public. I think the majority of the general public, if you're a normal person, is that normal behaviour or is that suspicious? I think would say that is a sign of concern.
Well, that's your opinion.
Here's my,
Anyway,
here's
that's
my
your
opinion.
opinion.
Here's my opinion. And you've been searched, as I say, you've been searched, and that's been done. Fine. You've got all your bits. You'll get your
I'd like
copy
them
of your search, and then you can make your complaint if that's what you wish.
Now here comes what is arguably the most revealing and damaging moment the officers have had in this entire confrontation. The officer essentially lets slip that he already knows what this person does. The channel, the auditing, the whole operation. He is aware of it. And yet, despite knowing all of that, the decision was still made to detain and search him under the Terrorism Act. He picks up on it instantly and calls it out directly and without hesitation. If you already knew exactly what I was doing and why I was here, what possible justification do you have for putting me through a terrorism search? No convincing answer comes back because there simply is not one.
Yeah, I'm not going without my copy of the search record anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I'm going to say this will be going to my solicitor.
That's fine.
Because I believe what has taken place today is unlawful.
Sorry?
I believe what has taken place today is unlawful.
Okay. Yeah, that's a matter of opinion, isn't it? So,
Well, I believe it's under Section 26 of the Criminal Justice and Courts Act, but which is improper use of police powers.
law is fine. It's not against the law, is it? It's the officer's justification as to why he stops the search.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
I don't believe that was reasonable grounds, me just filming.
Okay. But like you said, you've had these conversations with the sergeant there. There's a difference of opinion, isn't there? And is there I don't think there's any need to have the conversation any further. If you don't agree, we're not going to come to a consensus. So when my colleague comes down, he'll put out the paperwork that you want to wait for, and then
Okay.
that's that.
I would like a copy of that as well.
Well, you can request that by your solicitor. I'm not going to give you a copy of it now. It's not physically possible.
Could you just remind me again what your shoulder number is, just so I can...
PC Jackson,
PC
my shoulder
Jackson.
was 1112 Echo Alpha.
Thank you. Okay, I'll be putting in a request for that.
But yeah, like I said, a copy of this will be attached to the stop and search record, the footage. I'm assuming it's going to record the same as what yours is recorded, but if you want any different angle, you can request it.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
He completely shifts gears here and goes into full legal mode, and it is sharp to watch. He announces clearly and deliberately on camera that this entire stop and search is going straight to his solicitor. He then cites Section 26 of the Criminal Justice and Courts Act by name and labels the search unlawful right there on the street in front of the officers who carried it out. And then he does something very methodical. He goes around and collects every single officer name and shoulder number one by one, making sure it is all captured clearly on camera. Every single word and every single move here is completely intentional. This is someone building a case in real time.
Thank you. Have you got a copy of the search record for me?
Sorry?
Oh, there's
I'm about to do that now.
No problem,
yeah. What's your surname?
I'm not giving out my name.
Okay. What's your first name?
I'm not giving that out either.
What's your date of birth?
I'm not giving out any personal details.
That's fine. I'm not asking each question as I would anyway.
Yeah.
It's up to
Okay.
you to refuse it.
Yeah.
As you're fully aware, you haven't got to give me your details. You're on a stop and search in this situation. What's your self-defined ethnicity, mate?
I prefer not to say.
Okay, so no trouble. What's your address, buddy?
I'm not going to say.
With the search done and the legal challenge already made, the officers try a completely different approach and start requesting his personal details. They go through the list one by one: surname, first name, address, ethnicity. And every single one of them gets refused without a moment of hesitation or uncertainty. He does not argue back and forth with them, he does not feel the need to explain himself, and he does not get drawn into a debate about it. He simply says no each time, and means it. This right here is a masterclass in knowing exactly what you are legally required to provide during a stop and search in this country, and more importantly, knowing what you are absolutely not required to hand over.
I'm still in a firm belief that you violated my rights, but...
So the issue is, you can believe that. Obviously, I'm not going to try and change your mind. I'm happy that what the suspicions I had in the stop and search I've done on you. So
You are aware there has been guidelines circulated around both the Met and every single police force in the country about people filming police stations, don't you?
Huh?
You are aware of that, aren't you?
Yes, I'm aware of it, sir.
And yet you still conducted a search under Section 47 of the Terrorism Act.
Okay, sir. So what's the guideline say about taking videos of the police on the pin codes on the police stations?
Well, it says that we should be left alone. Anyone who's filming police stations.
As I said, you weren't just filming a police station, you was filming a key code. So I've said
So
it many times. It's caught on
bringing
camera.
up the
You've
key
got it on
code.
camera.
That's what you think I was filming, a key code.
Okay.
Even though no one was inputting a key code, I was literally just filming by there. I was filming by there, no one was inputting a key code, yet
Okay.
your opinion is that I was filming a key code.
Okay, sir.
I want you to reflect on this now.
Me?
And if anyone comes down you filming again, you don't search them under the Terrorism Act.
Say again, sorry?
If anyone comes down you again, you don't search them under the Terrorism Act.
Okay, sir. I won't have to apologise.
This is without any doubt the single most powerful moment in this entire video, and everything that came before it has been building to right here. He calmly informs the sergeant that official guidelines have been formally circulated to every single police force across the entire country, including the Metropolitan Police, which specifically and clearly state that individuals filming police stations should simply be left alone and not interfered with. The sergeant has no real answer to that. He cannot justify it, and he cannot argue around it. And then he looks at him directly and says it plainly. If anyone comes down here filming again, do not search them under the Terrorism Act. The officer is completely and utterly exposed on camera, with nowhere left to go.
I'll stop you there, but I can't let you tell me how to do my job.
Well, it's a piece of friendly advice, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, sir, thank you.
You're welcome.
I thank you for the advice you're trying to give me.
The sergeant makes one final attempt to salvage some dignity by saying that he cannot be told how to do his job. And the response he gets back is razor sharp, perfectly timed, and delivered with total composure that was just a piece of friendly advice. That one line closes the entire confrontation in the most complete and satisfying way possible. No anger, no celebration, just calm confidence from someone who came prepared, stood his ground at every single stage, and walked away having won this on every level. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next one.